Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of our AMA session. I'm your host, Cass, and also joining with me, Callum. Hi, Callum. Welcome to the AMA session.
Thank you. Good
However, we
afternoon.
got a surprise guest. Actually, Gunit is not joining us to talk about a little bit about the journey. So I tell you why actually Gunit joining us in these AMA sessions. Before we jump into our today's topic, which is the altcoin season, is actually coming out of the hottest topic of the month now. I think what all the crypto community talking about it. Um, let's just we want to go back on our journey, guys. Today is a year since we actually listed REM on the exchange, or we can come to the market. So it's a big thing for us. It's been a year. Today marks that year, actually 12th of December. A big journey, lot of ups and downs, the dips, the challenges. There only three of us. There's a whole team behind us help us to maneuver through this. Our all our partners and our investors. Also, not to forget you guys, our community and who are our loving community, all in give us sending us all the congratulations, all that good greetings to all the social media. Without you guys, we couldn't do it. So just a reminiscence a little bit. When we start, probably a year ago, we went with our Mexi exchange. It was a great time, guys. Obviously, we had obviously soon as we listed the new government vote into US, a bit of ups and downs. So that it was challenging for us at the time, and we don't know what's going on in the market. What market is very sensitive because of President Trump's activities in the market, whatnot, and all the good policies they brought in. So a lot of things happened throughout the day, throughout the week. Obviously, you saw then the Bitcoin start booming. We were all happy, and you can see all the fluctuations in the thing. Then obviously, Bitcoin it will drop. Yes, we are in a little bit of bear market, bear trap. We call it. I call it bear trap, or most of the community call it a bear trap. But guys, the main thing is REM is solidly fluctuate with the Bitcoin. So that's a really good a coin that went into the market less than 12 months ago, fluctuates according to the Bitcoin is a great thing. And that is goes out for everybody who's helping us, including our market makers, to everybody, a social media team, community, REM team as the management for three of us, and also our social, I actually mentioned social media team, um, everybody, whether I name them or not. So, and the exchange itself makes it a really good help for us. So, without further ado, I will jump into Callum. Callum, do you want to have a couple of words? If we turn back the journey we came so far, what do you think?
Amazing, amazing, Cass. Actually, hi everyone. Welcome to this live session. We mentioned that in our previous REM Buzz. Make sure you like and subscribe our channel and the REM Buzzes as well, guys. It's a privilege to be here in front of you after 1 year since we went back to the market. It's not an easy road back there, but you see, the connections we met, the beautiful people that we are associating and we had the pleasure to meet throughout this journey. It has been an honor. And I should say, throughout this time, we as a project has improved and learned as well during this time. And we made so much progress in our timeline as well, where we see the milestones of the timeline. I can be much more proud than our investors. I need to obviously thank them as well for REM to function. All our investors have put a lot of money and support, moral support, everything that they can give, connections and all these things. So I just want to basically say thank you very much. I take this opportunity to say thank you, and it is a privilege to work with everyone. And plus, you what you see is what you get. And we've been doing our podcasts, and our social team is doing a really good job, an amazing job, which we're very grateful. And that gratefulness goes to all of you guys. That gratefulness from REM, that love from REM goes to all of you guys. And you need to understand, even though we're a microcap, we have always been in touch with you, guiding you, showing you with different things like the 20,000 Bitcoin. Remember, cash it out. Those things, we give you certain advice on certain key points. And if you have done that, you're in a very good space. So that's why it's important to work with us here, right? And since we're a microcap, we're not just standing there. Gunit would give you a sufficient. I mean, Gunit and Kaz is doing an amazing job, guys. Just want to thank them as well throughout this journey. As the CEO of REM, I'm really grateful to work with a team like this. And you would see what magnificent job Gunit is doing. You see always see me and Kaz, but when Gunit comes in, you see him with all YouTube clips as well. So let's stay tuned for that while this thing happens. So I just want to say I'm grateful and thank you very much for coming through with us in this journey.
Thank you, Callum. That's a really good word. So you mentioned all those little lows and ups and downs and everything. So Gunit, I'll jump into Gunit. Gunit, what do you think? Before we talk about the tokenization in the property market, let's have about to get your thoughts about the journey we came so far. What's your main highlights? Let's say that.
Yeah, I think as Cal mentioned, just to echo what he said as well. So it's been an amazing journey. So we've been traveling throughout in the last 1 year, 1.5 years, showing what REM can do. So as you mentioned, we do have a team behind us who's actually the backbone of REM. So we do have a Web3 team, a Web2 team, who's supporting us throughout. So who's doing website maintenance? There's architects, web developers, Web3 developers. So there's a huge team behind this success, right? So and the community, I think we need to thank them very much for backing us throughout and believing on the project. As Cal mentioned, there's so much of utilities that we have brought in, and celebrating 1 year as a microcap is one of the big achievements, right? So as many of you all know, microcaps just come and they just go. Everyone thinks that it's like a meme coin, right? But REM is so unique. It's an RWA project, and we have shown the value of it, right? So we have been doing property sales. So I mean, as we mentioned throughout in our social, so we have been selling properties in Australia, in Dubai, in US, and with the help of people do have cryptocurrencies, and we do have a mechanism to purchase properties through crypto. So that's one of the key salient features that we as a company, as a product, can offer to investors. So if most of our investors are crypto clients from overseas, so they have purchased properties in Australia. So some of them have purchased outright properties, and some of them have put down deposit using their cryptocurrencies and obtained financial or like lenders have given loans for them. So likewise, we have a range of products. And yeah, so likewise, I mean, just it's been an amazing journey. I mean, three of us have been working very hard. I mean, Callum, Kaz, you guys have been amazing. And also the support. So we do have a strong marketing team who's backing us as well. So we need to remind them, as I mean, be thankful for doing a very good job. They are the one who's basically put our faces on all social medias. So I mean, thank to them. And as I mentioned, there's a huge team who's supporting us, and it's not only the three of us. Although we do come into the picture, but there's a huge team backing us and supporting us throughout this 1 year. I would say more than 1 year, more than almost 2 years actually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the project itself is older than that, and the 1 year is we means now. Thank you, Gunit. So there you go, guys. We guys, like I said, overall, before we go ahead into our topics, thank you very much for everybody. We haven't mentioned, even without mentioning the names, you know who you are. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for staying with us and being pillars for this project. So before I jump into Callum about to talk about the hottest topic at the moment, I'll quickly jump Gunit because Gunit is it's been unplanned. Gunit jump in because of the anniversary talk. So before we go to Callum, Gunit, what's happening in our tokenization real estate part of in Australia, and where we at with everything, and what are the progresses, little key milestones for you. Even you can even summarize what happened so far with those kind of things. Let's give a little bit overall with the viewers through what we've done so far and what we're doing and what's on the books.
Yeah. So I mean, a person who's just joined or who's new to REM. So there is the property arm. It's called Propertyverse. It's fully backed by REM. So it's a blockchain based company. It's Propertyverse. So we are basically promoting Australian properties, Dubai properties, and USA properties. But talking about Australian properties, we do have a wide array of products, right? Like starting from Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide to Perth. So it could be a townhouse, an apartment, a villa, a beachfront property, or it could be a standalone house, a double-story house, or a single-story house. We find very lucrative suburbs where suburbs are appreciating. So there is an AI-driven feature, which is again backed by REM, which basically tells the investors these are the suburbs that they should be investing. So it's more of a statistical analysis where we show our investors that these are the places that they should invest, and people have invested, and we have very good clientele, which we can be very proud of, saying that they have invested through us and they have basically harnessing the benefits. So the latest project that we've got is one of our key milestones is a premium project. It's on a very high-end market. It's one of the top 3 suburbs in Melbourne. It's a suburb called Brighton. It's Brighton, as many of you know, it's one of the key salient. It's just 300. So as you can see from this picture, the project is called Maritama Brighton. It's just 300 meters away from the beach and just 250 meters from the train station. And the beauty of this is the only vacant land in the city of Brighton. So that makes it very historical and is very unique. There were 13 lands, and out of this, once we launched this project, we have already sold 7 lands, and the best part is yet to come. So there are some amazing luxurious townhouses which is going to come right in this area called, where you can see the Maritama. So you get a clubhouse only dedicated for the residents, and where you could have your barbecue, a swimming pool, yoga sessions, gymnasiums, you name it. And it's just walking distance to all the beautiful cafes. So it's one of the people who knows Brighton, it's the most luxurious living. For an investor, this would be an ideal opportunity as well, because you get a very good high rental yield. And just to add a bit of flavor, as you can see, the right in front of beachfront properties are going over $20 million, right? So these actually just about 300 meters away are being selling at 3.5 million onwards. A beautiful 3 stories underground car park. Then you got a roof terrace. You can see the sea views. So it's an amazing premium product that we have got, and we've been fortunate enough to get these projects because we've been able to promote these projects through to a lot of overseas buyers, which basically fall under the foreign investor category. And we do have a mechanism, a full support structure to support these investors. So that's about it. And apart from that, as I mentioned, we have all the other products such as the house and land packages, apartments, townhouses, where we help our investors to grow and grow their portfolio. So we don't basically sell products. We basically help our investors to create wealth and basically help them to generate a portfolio using a fraction of their property cryptocurrencies as well. So that's what makes it very unique.
Thank you very much, Gunit, for those insights and what actually the project do and where project at the moment. So there are key milestones for the project itself for this year and more to come. So 1 year down, guys, more to go. Next year going to be even better with more fireworks, I guess. So, all right, thank you very much, Gunit, for that. So, Callum, let's go into you. And we were talking about today's topic is is the altcoin season is actually coming, or is it BS? Yeah, that's what people think. And but Callum, over to you. Is it coming?
Well, you know what? Debatable, but
Yeah.
I think it's coming. All right. So it's just my thoughts here, and this is not a financial advice. Do your due diligence. I should mention that. But you know what? Let's have that conversation. Let's open the hatch and let's talk about it. Right? Everyone's mumbling about it, different charts, different things, and you go crazy. Like, what is it? What's happening? Is this the end of the world, or what's the story? Now, if you watch our REM buzzes, you know I am a big advocate in when to sell and when to buy, sort of a thing. All right. I always obviously give you pointers on when to sell and when to buy, but you see, it's a very good time that we know that it hasn't gone all the way down, right? So
Yeah.
I'll go through the charts. Now let's talk about this first. Look at the economical indications, right? The indicators shows that we're not in a sort of a recession mode or anything like that, right? Now, not just crypto market. We need to understand what has happened overall throughout the world, right? The world economy has changed, and therefore the stock market has got some hit as well, right? You can see certain stocks are going down, certain ways the stock market has a bit of an issue as well today, right? And you look at the crypto market and you can see crypto markets mimicking this economical condition, right? Now, given that information, you would know that um, where are we going heading towards, right? We're heading towards some sort of correction. It's rather than a bull trap. Now, Cass would say bull trap. I would like to say a bull. This is a bear. This is a bull correction, not a bear market correction. It's actually not correcting towards the bear cycle. I can see something happening in the bull market, and I would say a bull correction. What I would say a correction, and I'll show you in the chart soon, is that we want to shake this market. Now that's where this guts comes in, right? That's where your strength, your motivation, your headspace comes in. Are you going to sell, and are you going to run away from the market, or are you going to stay and keep your assets and look forward future? Okay, what's the worst story that can happen, guys? If you would not realize a profit or a loss unless you sell. Sorry, it's a very simple thing, and people make it so complicated. Let me tell you this. Remember, I told you in 120, if you go to our REM section, check our videos, and it's in the videos, right? Those days when Bitcoin was 120, I said take some profit, because you can see the fear and greed index. It goes to more towards the greed side, and you can see everyone's talking about crypto, Bitcoin, and you can see RSI is going certain ways up, right? And when you see these indicators, it's not magic, it's not black magic. You can see that something's going to happen, some correction needs to happen. And in that sort of a scenario, taking small profit, if it's Bitcoin that's gone up, or Ethereum that's gone up, or any altcoin that's gone up, it's a logical decision. And this is where sometimes we take a step back because we think it's going to go up. Taking profit is never wrong. Where you take is not wrong. So, say for example, if you bought Bitcoin at 90,000, or say you got 95,000, it's going to 90,000, and you're going to sell because you're scared and you want to get out before you realize more losses. If you're doing day trading, then yes, there's some issue there, right? You need to put a stop loss there. You need to be no worries, right? You put a stop loss. Those who do trading would understand, if you want to minimize your losses, you need to put a stop loss. All right. Now, for others, you don't need to worry. You need to hold, because you're a long-term player. You're not a day trader. So what you need to do is to forget about it, right? That's an asset. Now, Gunit was showing some beautiful properties which you can purchase. By the way, those were in Australian dollars, right? You can always divide that in 1.5 to get US dollars, right? So it's going to be cheaper than that, which is a brilliant idea. But bear in mind, guys, I want you to understand you would not go and sell your house, or you would not go, well, house is not an asset, it's where you live. Let's say you got an investment property. Would you go and sell it straight away because you're scared? No, you would look into that, you will hold on to it, you'll give some time, like 5 years. In Australia, we have 5-year gap before it goes to double up in Australian properties throughout this history, right, of Australian properties. So think about it, you need to hold for another few years before the Bitcoin again kicks up. Now Bitcoin is always a safe play, but this is where you need to understand. And if you know this concept, you're not scared whether it goes up, whether it goes down. And to answer the question, I firmly believe throughout this time we had an altcoin season. Now, would we skip this? Yes, there is a proper possibility that we can skip altcoin season and then go down to a bear market and then rise up again. Then we come to the next cycle thinking may or may not have an altcoin season. So that's when trends comes in, guys. What are trends? Throughout this time, we have seen trends like the NFT trend, like the DeFi trend, right? Or the meme trend that comes up, right? Some trend comes in. Now we have an AI trend, right? So if we miss the trend, AI trend, where are we looking at? Fireworks, REM, RWA, guys, real world assets. What you invest in real world assets, any project in real world assets, and I talk on behalf of all RWA, and we're in this together, right? And we specialize in property, as you see, Gunit's tokenized properties and all these things we discuss. And what we do is we work on real world assets. Real world assets need adoption, jurisdictional adoption, and that's happening soon as well. So say, for example, you invested in REM, a great example, right? I'm taking this because it's our project and it's 1 year since we went to the market. Now, guys, just imagine you invested in REM, rather than selling, you hold on to it, let it flow and let the industry goes up. And what you see is an asset class, an asset which is pegged to real estate market. And then you're waiting for that real estate market to tap into this digitalization, which will give value via the utility to this token or this coin. You see? So you need to see the bigger picture. It's not always, can I get a quick buck out of this, right? We know our investors, most of our investors, I should say 90%, right, Kaz and Gunnar, right, they would agree with me, is actually want to stake, when the staking function comes into us, want to stake our REM tokens or REM coins and get some interest out of it. And they want to work on long-term investment. So altcoin season, is it actually coming? Or I can say 80% to 90%, I firmly believe, and this is not a financial advice, as I said, I firmly believe that it's going to come. Because looking at all we can do is look at the past, guys. Look at the past, and I'm going to bring those charts and predict the future. And that's what everyone's doing. Every industry, every market, that's what we do. Look at the gold market. Gold is an hedge. Now, if gold's going up, if the markets are down, that means people are buying more gold than putting into crypto or shares or any other assets, which can reverse in terms. You can see gold market and gold cycles. This needs to burst. It's like a bubble. It needs to burst off. Where that money goes going to go to the crypto and the share market. So do I believe that altcoin season is going to come? I firmly believe, because that money that comes from that real world assets, we need to go somewhere else. It's a fluctuation. Money goes from one asset to another. And that's why even Gunit the other day mentioned that you can purchase, put a deposit on some properties that we got of, what that 0.2, Gunit?
fraction of the cost, yeah, pretty much.
Fraction of the cost. Yeah, he mentioned that, which is really brilliant, and that's what
0.002.
0.02. There you go. There you go, guys. That's sort of that's the way to look at it, and that's the exact way to look at it. So, without further ado, let me share my screen, and I want to show you guys what I'm actually talking about here. Now, I think you guys can see this.
Yeah.
Great. Now, guys, this is, again, we go through this all the time, but I want to give you a live feedback on this. You can see the crypto market has pumped up a little bit up here. Today we got 92. We're looking forward to break 100, and if we break 100, you beauty, and that's what we want it to happen within this next few months. And why I say next few months, we always obviously were waiting and watching, keeping an eye on for a center rally, and if that happens, brilliant. And we do have Ethereum stagnating in here, but you know what? Again, guys, all these are bargains. All these are bargains. So going back to REM, guys, this is the 1 hour chart. Look at this, guys. It's a big bargain up here. If you see this sort of a bargain, I would cash it on. Why? Why, guys? Because of this reason. Let me go to the weekly chart. Bang. See this? I always like to show this because these are the spikes you would see in an altcoin season, right? As I mentioned, an altcoin season is not far away. Not far away, guys. So whenever you see these dips, it's a very, very good opportunity. Anything lower than 0.002 is a great opportunity to buy certain amount of tokens, right? Now look at this, guys. Look at this RSI, how the RSI goes down here. When the RSI hits, 30s, 20s, it's always a great opportunity for you to purchase, right? It's always a great opportunity. It indicates you anything down here is a bonus in RSI. That's why we put the RSI indicator here. So you will understand a good time to purchase these sort of, you can see where I'm highlighting here. This cross I'm going to, this is the best time to purchase, right? And there's always hope, because this is what you should do in a lower market price. You need to purchase these things up. Let's go to the BTC USDT chart. I always get the monthly chart to show you guys where we are. We look at the bigger picture, guys. From 2018, I'm getting from 2018 here, right? And you can see all the way 2022, and this aligns perfectly well. I don't know, guys. I don't know about you. I can see this, and I drew this long time ago, right? And that we mentioned in here 2020. When you went to like 120. Now, bear in mind when I say monthly, each candle represents a month. Each candle represents a month. So what you see is almost a doji with a huge wick down there. Now, last month we end up with a wick down here. Whenever you see a wick down there, that's an indicator that if you have a green doji following it up, we may see this trend going up. So look at this, right? You see the reds, and then you see a green comes up with that. So let's go back to something like, say, a daily chart. All right. What do you see? Would you see things going down and up and down? And these are short term. Look at the long term, guys, always, right? When you see short term, you go like, oh, is this so hard? But you look at the long term trend, guys. If they were to go to bear market trends, you need to see this going down, 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 down somewhere here, like this. And you want to see all the way going down here as well. No, I don't see this. These are the things you see over here, right? So even in this section, look at this, right? So even we're going into 2024, look what we had. Who knows? Over here, we should have predicted that this can go down, right? But it went up. So These are the logical reasons why I'm saying this, right? Look at the Ethereum USDT chart. Look at this. Now, still, this is the monthly chart again, right? This is 2018. This is the 2022 cycle, right? Now, you can't see that double because, we saw this indicates actually an altcoin season. This altcoin season. But you see this gap between this one and this one. See the change. See the difference. Now, just imagine you come to 2024, 24-25 cycle, and you go down from here. It doesn't make sense, and it will change the whole pattern of Bitcoin. Right?
Yeah.
Let's look at the fear and greed index. These are the factors. I'm talking with factors. Now, as of today, we're not right down here. Everyone's, really bearish and everything. Everyone's in fear cycle. We can see what's happening here is we're moving towards, a neutral zone. And we're happy to have a neutral zone. We're almost in the neutral zone, and that's what we want, right? Once we get into the neutral zone, going to the greed and being bullish side is a matter of time. As you know, going from here, from 90s over here to 120 was few months going up and up and up and up, and we had a really good go, and everyone's happy, right? Even 100. Passing 100K in Bitcoin was a huge milestone, guys. Huge milestone. But when you see up here, you need to know to take your profits, right? And that's what we discussed. So given that information, guys, you can purchase REM. We are actually listed in MEXC's exchange. And you know what? This is a great opportunity, as I mentioned, to go to MEX exchange, REM USDT pairs there. You can purchase your REM, and what you see is what you get, guys. We're here and we're supporting you. And anything you see people that are live here and working together, as you can see, in actual jurisdiction which supports property and cryptos as well. So yeah, Cass, and that I think that's where we see altcoin season. Why I feel there's an altcoin season is because of these logics, right?
No, that's right. So we take a couple of questions, Callum. We got a question from Aviva. He's asking, probably already touched base on this anyway. He's asking, Bitcoin has been consolidating for months, but does that automatically mean an altcoin season is coming, or are we just projecting hope onto the normal market cycles?
So that's a great question, right? And you would see that every time Bitcoin consolidate, that's a good move, right? Because consolidation is always, for charts point of view, consolidation is always a thumbs up that says, I want to test myself. I want to be in the market. I want to rest assured this price line is actually what we want to satisfy. Once we satisfy this price line, I'm happy to jump up to the next line. So if you, rather than going down, if you go sideways, that's a very good indicator. A good indicator is that you are actually building foundation. A good foundation is actually where you stand there, for a while in the same price line. We would be happy with that, actually. Yeah,
and also the major, like the altcoin season is only, it's the historically that's what happened. After good consolidation, it can happen, right? That's another way of looking into it. So it's a pattern recognition as well, I would say, right? So there's another one from another viewer. With global liquidity still tight and retail interest relatively low, do altcoins realistically have enough capital inflow to trigger a genuine altcoin season? I'll take that. So guys, yes, because altcoin season does not really require a massive liquidity. You need the liquidity rotation. You don't need new liquidity. You need the liquidity rotation. Or said the key factors is the institutions already accumulate BTC and ETH at the moment early, or once they're stable, the smart money hunts, higher ROI opportunities, you guys know all that. Even the smaller inflow can create outside moves because our coins have a thinner order book, right? So it will trigger quickly. Like I said, you don't need new liquidity. All you need is the what you got currently. It's a capital efficiency. So that's what we think. That's our idea on that. Our take on that. I think with the time, Callum, shall we take another one more question? We talk a lot today. So what concrete indicators beyond social media hype should we look at to distinguish a real upcoming altcoin season from collective market delusion?
I would say make sure you come to our REM buzzes. Because we will give you the indicators, guys. RSI is a very good indicator, right? And a part of social media, right? If you want to check the RSI, and if you see the RSI is going up, to a certain level, RSI is going 60s, 70s, that's a good indicator for you to sell. And for RSI to go to say 30s and 20s, that's a good time. That's a good, but there are other indicators. You can't just hold on to RSI. You need to get other factors as well. You need to make sure you see the fear and greed index. There's a lot of cumulative other indicators as well. It's not just RSI, guys. So that's that. MACD is a good one as well.
Yeah, but, I think what we do is, Callum, we do a lot of on-chain macro indicators for this, right? I mean, obviously, guys, the influencers hyping it up is not a good indicator, or low volume green candles not an indicator. But what we can say is you can see a lot of RWA and AI narratives gaining traction. So that's a good indicator for microcaps and altcoin season. Microcaps showing, I think, early 2 to 5x pumping, Callum. Can we say that? Like before the major move, like 2x, 5x, so that can be an indicator.
So I see CAS as, like, I'm not being biased. I mean, obviously I would like my project, but I would say, RWA projects, it's actually self-assurance. If you know actually a good project, a solid project that you can invest in, it's like Bitcoin, because the trend of RWA is not there yet, right?
Yeah.
The trend of AI is here now. Will it be there in next cycle? We don't know, right? That's what happened to DeFi. That's what happened to NFT. Exactly. We don't know. Metaverse, for example, right? But can we rest assured that RWA is going to be there? Yes. A lot of regulations happening, right? Track has a new, very good. I mean, you always talk about this in our REM buzz. How these the US government is bringing all these regulations and
policies and all the things that affect.
So I think
also the Bitcoin dominance as well, right? Yeah, and we think if Bitcoin still probably dominance haven't been topped out, it might not reach its peak. So once it reaches peak, that's another indicator, guys. It's simple indicators. We always talk about that in REM buses. So I think there are some more questions, but we overall answer most of it with Callum's segment. And we try to answer. I think we don't have much time today for this. I think we have to close it up because we talk a little bit about our anniversary information. And obviously, thank you, Gunit, for giving us an update on the tokenization real estate part that Propertyverse doing in Australia and obviously Dubai and US. So, guys, I think this is it for today. We are coming back with another session of AMA next week. We'll give you more information on our social media platforms, what sort of stuff that we're going to talk. Obviously, we're going to market that for you guys. You will see that in all platforms, all social media platforms. What's our topic going to be next week? Saying that, given our little 1 year in the market, that we do have some special promos coming up. So keep in touch with us. Keep following us. You'll see all that. So next week we'll let you guys know on all those little announcements. Stay with us and follow us, subscribe and things. So guys, again, thank you again from three of us. Want to thank you all for staying with us for the last year and helping all the constructive criticism, all the feedback. It's all mean a lot for us. We want to do 10, 50, 100x more next year. Second year going to be great. from next month. It's going to be super fun. Everyone for the All Point season, it's going to be great. And also, boys, thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you guys again in another session of AMA. But not only that, we come up with REM Bus to very soon for the weekend, the forecast and what's going to happen. So, guys, from REM team from Down Under, thank you very much for joining us. And good night, good morning. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. And enjoy your weekend. See you later.
See you guys.
Hey guys.